Hello my students, welcome back again in the class of geography. Today I will continue the chapter rock and rock cycle, where I will start with the intrusive igneous rocks, so like Batholith, Laculite, Sill and Dyke, and then the sedimentary rock definition and formation. These things I will explain these in this video today. Last day we finished with the igneous rocks divisions, and now let's start with this, the intrusive igneous rocks features, or you can say in intrusive igneous some of the examples like Batholith, Laculite and Sill and Dyke. Let's start.
These are the features of intrusive igneous rock. In the different place, the magma is locating under the earth surface, and the molten rock turn into the hardened rock, and that get shaped in different, and then it turned Laculite, Batholith, Sill, Dyke. So here let's start with first the Batholith, and then Laculite, and then Sill and Dyke. Batholith is a large body of igneous rock. It is larger than 100 square kilometer. The formation of batholith is like that. It forms from the cooled magma deep in the earth surface. In the picture we can see the beneath of the earth surface, there the magma cooling and crystallization processing are happened, and then it transfer into the hardened rock, that is called batholith. In the lower portion of the picture with the red color, we can see that is the magma which is become the hardened rock, that is the batholith. The batholith word comes from the two Greek words. First one is bathos and second one is lith. The bathos means depth, lith means stone. So in the depth of the earth, when the molten rocks are hardened and become a stone, then that is called the batholith. Here we can see the different pictures all over the world of the batholith. In the different shape we can see the batholiths. So these are the rocks which is type of igneous rock that forms when magma rises into the earth's crust but does not erupt on the surface. This is the typically associated with the subduction zones and the hotspot. These are almost always made up with the intermediate rock types such as granite, quartzite, dolerite. These are. Laculite is a sheet intrusion that has been injected between two layers of sedimentary rocks. Here we can see in the picture there are two layers in the brown color. These are sedimentary rocks, and in between these two layers there is one layer in the ash color, that is the Laculite. We can easily understand that Laculite is in the shape of dome shape or mushroom or like lens shaped. The reason behind this shape is the pressure of the magma in this section. The pressure of the magma in this portion is so much high, that is why the overlying strata are forced upwards, and for that reason that section of the earth is getting the dome shape or the mushroom shape or lens shaped. the pressure of the magma turned the earth's surface or turned this section into the dome or lensed or mushroom shape. The growth of lacoliths can take as little few months when associated with a single injection event, or up to 100 or 1000 of years by multiple magmatic pulses. Over time, erosion can be form small hills and even the mountains. So these are the original lacoliths all over our world. Now next is Sill and Dyke. Dyke both are the geological term, and these are describes the igneous rocks, and these are the landforms of the igneous rocks. Sill is a tabular sheet intrusion which is formed into the pre-existing layers of rocks, means this is lying between the older layers of the sedimentary rocks. And dike is a sheet of rock that formed in a fracture in the pre-existing rock. Here these are the pictures of sills and dikes. We can see in the picture that sills are horizontally, means parallel to the bedding of the other rocks, and in between the older layers of the sedimentary rocks, and dikes are in the formed in vertically and in a pre-existing rock body.
Okay, so now next we will go to the sedimentary rock and the sedimentary rock formation. Let's start with the sedimentary rock definition.
Sedimentary rocks start as sediments. These are types of rocks where we can see the different types of layers on the sedimentary rocks. Let's start with the definition of the sedimentary rocks. These are types of rocks that are formed by the accumulation or deposition of small particles and subsequent cementation of minerals or organic particles on the floor of oceans or other water bodies at the earth's surface. These rocks are formed from pre-existing or parent rocks, or the pieces of once living organisms. These rocks are formed also from that. Basically, these are formed from deposits. Later, these deposits accumulated on the earth's surface and became the sedimentary rocks. Limestone, sandstone, shale, conglomerate, these are commonly known as sedimentary rocks. These start as sediments carried in the river and deposited in oceans and lakes. When it buried, sediment lose water and became cemented to form rock. There are two processes, one is disintegration, another one is decomposition of rocks happening by the denudation for the formation of sediments. Sediments are wearing away of the land surface. The sediments are laid down mainly by the oceans, but also rivers, lakes, wind, glaciers. The particles of the rocks, these are accumulated and formed into sedimentary rocks. As the existing or the parent rocks can be broken down in the small particles or sediments by the process of weathering. There are mainly three types of weathering. First, physical weathering, second, chemical weathering, third, biological weathering. Let's start with the physical weathering. It starts with the rain. By the rain, rock gets the crack and water goes through the crack. After that, the water frees and it expands forces. For that reason, the rocks are became apart. It is happening many times, eventually breaking the rock. Next process is the chemical weathering. In the process of the chemical weathering, when acid rain reacts with substance in the rocks. Next is the biological weathering. Here plants and animals can break the rock. So plants and animals are the main factors in this weathering. By the weathering, sediments are formed and they can be moved away and laid down mainly by water, ice, wind and gravity. Weathering and transport, these two processes together called erosion. These processes are mainly happening in the formation of sediments. Sediments are settled in the warm place. They may sink in the bottom of the sea. This is called the deposition. So this process is one of the most important process in this formation. More layers of sediments are deposited on the top. Over millions of years, weight of upper layer gives the pressure and compress lower layer. For that, these become hardened, turn into sediment, and this process is called compaction. Sometimes another substance sits between the sediments and cementing the sediments together. This whole process leads the formation of the horizontal layers of the sedimentary rocks. These are the process of the sedimentary rock. First is erosion. Erosion happening by the weathering, and then the sediments transform one place to another place, and the sediments deposited, compaction and cementation, and the new sedimentary rocks are formed. These are the process of the formation of the sedimentary rocks.